Oh man. So I came back from vacation and everything within Apex Legends went crazy. I caught up on the situation, so if you're wondering why I've been uploading, all those uploads are planned. I've literally been away, phone off, best I could, everything. I read this article and man, this is insane. You need to watch this full video because there is a lot to unpack here. I love Apex Legends. It's why I make content on it. I mean, there's plenty of other ways to make money in life, but I want Apex to win because I enjoy the game. I mean, also, why else would you be invested in watching videos or as frustrated at Apex if you didn't care about it? It has brought us some sort of happiness at some point, right? Well, I'm really hoping this feedback goes to the right ears because I definitely have thoughts, and to be honest, it's probably the same as a lot of other people. So let's read the first line in this article. We're frequently iterating on the game, chatting with players, and considering how we can action on community feedback from casuals to pros. Today, we're announcing a brand new Battle Pass experience that will launch with Season 22. So we're going to respond to each of these points in this article and provide, again, a response back on the problems with each of the bullet points, if there is one, which there is, unfortunately. Before that, I want to highlight, I've said many times on this channel, I have never been a fan of cosmetics and video games being sold. I'm going to sound like a fossil, but when I played video games, they were cosmetics unlocked through achievements or completing things in the game. Also, I may be dumb, but yes, I understand free-to-play video games have to make revenue somehow. So this is better than having real content be DLC and gating communities, because that was the problem in Battlefield when you had DLC. Not everyone would purchase it, so there was two different communities, one who bought DLC to play with content, and the others that were playing the base game, which was a major problem still back in the day. Now, I also understand why people love cosmetics. Covering cosmetics exists because bluntly trends show that that's what people really care and click on. I don't understand why, but looking at trends, it does. I struggle personally to even comment on skins in the Battle Pass. You've seen it in other videos. I don't even comment, I just let the footage roll because I just don't have a lot of opinions on it. I suck at that type of content. It's just not me. Now, this system, I'm going to be flat out, I don't like. We're going to be giving feedback on why it's not positive, the problems that it's going to pose to the industry, and deep dive also on the core issue. First thing is we circle back to mentioning this was feedback from casuals to pros. In the article, I'm unsure what this is referencing because I don't think anyone wanted this change. Prior feedback is mid-season is difficult for any game, and feedback was to provide better mid-season content loop. You know, mid-season, we run into the problem of things feeling a little stale. Okay, we've been playing the new mode for a little while. New content, meaning custom matches, new Rumble mode, P2020s, one-shot, snipers only on the ground. You know, just about anything. You know, maybe rotate it every 2 weeks, make it a little interesting. They're kind of doing that. Let me go to give a devil's advocate here with quads and solos. It is starting to happen, but there's still a lot of other problems in the game, right? Now, here's another thing. Spending money, in my opinion, does not mean content. Skins are not content. I know that may be a hot take for some, but I do not feel like releasing skins is adding gameplay value. Here's also my opinion. Spending money should be a byproduct of a positive experience for players. As I mentioned before, I don't mind spending money on a skin if the game is moving in a positive direction and is something I monetarily want to support. I also personally make money from this game because it's the content I post, so it's kind of a win-win here. Now, if we receive new modes, fixes, gameplay loop changes, maps, and etc., 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 I view it as a way to support what I love. It's kind of like tipping, going above and beyond. Hey, thank you so much for creating a positive experience. So now let's talk even more about the Battle Pass. The split is now making it effectively $20 instead of just 10, because you spend 10 at the start of the season, and then mid-season you spend another 10, because the coin cost before was only $9.50, which is, if you round it up, is just $10. You're left over 50 coins, which that's kind of annoying. I know this is what EA would debate. So in this portion, I'm going to play devil's advocate to see their point of view best I can. The Battle Pass provides all the following. What we get is 1,300 Apex coins, which is already more than $10. Double crafting materials, which could get you 2 skins, argued more bang for your buck, so that's 2 skins. I'm not going to add a price tag there. There's a reason for that later, you're going to see. 10 exotic shards is also $10. You get 17 packs, which equals $17, but 7 were free that we see on screen, so that drops down to $10, right? You get 2 legendary skins, which price could fluctuate depending on the value of that skin. Legendary weapon skin and 1 reactive skin. Now, at its base, we're seeing just $30 of what I've said, okay? Without adding the other stuff and 3 thematic packs. So technically, quote unquote, you're getting more value for your buck based on what you're purchasing for $10. Now, this is where I get into the major feedback problem. Most individuals would buy the battle pass using the coins for 950, right? Because we get 1,300 in total. I would do this also, so you could effectively just get the battle pass every season after you just purchase it the first time, as long as you don't go too crazy spending all your coins. It's how I did it for years. I always kept these coins aside. I assume everyone kind of did this once they understood that's how the system worked. Now, people playing the game is a positive as it keeps growth there. Also, at some point, players are more likely to purchase something because they are playing and hopefully having a good time, right? Quote unquote, hopefully. If they're not, then they're not going to spend money. It's like being in an amusement park is the only weird example I can give. You know, if they're having a good time, they're going to buy food, they're going to buy the toys, you know, you're going to be invested, right? You're going to be like, oh my God, this is a lot of fun. Let's buy things, you know what I mean? Time is also money. Players spending more time is an investment. Now, the other side, I can see EA and Respawn saying, well, they're spending more time on the server, so therefore it's going to cost us money. But let's understand that it's an investment from the fans investing into the game, regardless of cost of server, right? Now, let's also double back in that this has been a process for 5 years, right? This is how it's always been with the Battle Pass, from my understanding. I mean, this is because I'm a day one player. So making this change is not what the community is asking for. Now, making this change after 5 years, no matter what change, is going to be a hard adjustment. Everyone's going to have feedback. So it has to be a really positive one. But still, to be upfront, they're just plugging away the hole of trying to make more money off of everybody, so then they use the coins to spend elsewhere. That's my opinion. That's my feedback. I personally think it would be better just to be upfront at this point and just say, hey, Respawn is looking to make more money. EA is making make more money. Are we going to hate it? Yes, at least there's that transparency and honesty behind it. But covering up with the guise of saying this is what the community wanted just feels disingenuous. So let's discuss. Then hopefully, let's say they were upfront and say, we like money. I like money. And listen, everybody likes money, right? But then hopefully we use that money to address other things, like fix the anti-cheat, address audio improvements, new balance changes, fix skill-based matchmaking, you know, new modes, blah, 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 all that stuff. I've seen a lot of lists, and we have a list, and I've talked about it here on the channel many times. So when these core fundamentals are not addressed after an extended period of time, then any change that requires more spending of money in the game is not going to come across as a positive. Even the community notes have highlighted this. Literally, I'm going to showcase it on screen. This is what it says. So I'm just reading it. While Respawn claims this is made through community feedback, it's obvious that this change is only profitable for EA shareholders. Consumers are forced to spend IRL currency instead of in-game Apex coins. So that's literally what I said. I literally went through all the research, and then I saw that. I was like, that literally is what I see as well. We understand, let me highlight this here. I understand, I think we all understand, different departments work on different things. So maybe this has been worked on for a while to make more money, you know? But these departments have to talk to ensure when tactics to make money are released, that is coupled with rewarding players with what they want in game, right? Let's say this was announced like, hey, we invested into a massive new anti-cheat, but we're also doing this and we're hoping to see really, really exciting results. Well, I think that might have helped gone over a little bit better. Spending more money sucks, but if we see what it's being invested into, then that's a positive, kind of what I mentioned before. You got to have a give and take, right? You're gonna have to give more so then you can take, but also be open to what the goal is. More so now when the Battle Pass is asking for double the price and even more for premium for both Battle Passes. Because, I mean, one could argue, don't spend money. Well, here's a concern, all right? And we're going to get into that here in a little bit as well. If this occurs, one, I think other games are going to follow suit. We're going to start seeing their Battle Pass start to be split and increase the costs, because finding balance is key. And when the balance is thrown off and they say, hey, we made a lot of money, then everyone's going to start saying, I want to make more money. It's like Netflix starting to increase their prices. It's like everything just starts to go up, you know, inflation, you know, and hey, we can understand that, but we had to justify it at the same time. Dialogue, community discussion, you know. Now, they did lower the reactive skin rewards to 60, so that does save time. So we'll talk about time investment. And yes, the cosmetics, people did not use stickers, the trackers, and emotes may not have been as popular, but that value we mentioned is now traded off. It's why we come full circle. That's why I said watch the full video. I capped it at 30. Because while there's 2 legendary skins, what about everyone who's watching this who prefers the stickers and trackers? right? Those do have a monetary value, and I understand they have a value for you as a player. And it's debatable which one you would prefer. I think most people want the skins, but I know there's people out there who want stickers, trackers, and emotes too. You know, somebody's going to comment down below, because then you have to understand those cost money in the store as well, right? So what value do we put on each of those things? Now, the rewards do refresh, so the value of $20 is there, because it is truly $20, you know, 10, 10, and then the list of rewards, you know, come back on screen. But that's $40, which is the highest tier. And in some instances, that's the cost of a full game. And that becomes the fear of missing out. So people are inclined to spend more, right? You miss a season, you're like, oh, I missed that? Also, those cosmetics only remain exclusive. And this is where we get into like a little bit of a, I would call it a debating portion. Because if you spend money, then you hope that the battle pass is exclusive, but then they're trying to remove the fear of missing out by not having those skins exclusive for, I guess, after like a year. I don't know if anybody saw the fine print there, but after a certain amount of time, the skins are going to show up in the store. So they only remain exclusive for a short while. I don't know how I feel about that one. I guess it's good because then it's like you don't feel like you're missing out, but then what's the point in the early investment? But also, why keep the price that high? You see where the problem is, right? It becomes like a rabbit hole, because I don't think anybody had feedback of giving it that way. Now, let's circle back a little bit here. This is a lot, and I apologize, okay? Let's take a breather, because this is a ton. I've been throwing a lot of responses back. But also, cosmetics only remain exclusive, like we said. I reiterate that because I kind of went off track there. Also, the perk of all legends being playable during the battle pass. Yes, well, it's obtainable through regular play and can be free, but evaluate the amount of time investment that it takes to unlock these legends, because they're bundling it into the battle pass, meaning that they understand that there are a lot of players out there that don't have every legend unlocked because those coins are time consuming. Okay, so breather. A lot to unpack here. I'm confident if this changed, this is my opinion, it was just a clean 1,000 Apex coins, but they could keep refreshing their battle pass as the system has been for 5 years. That's the core fundamental issue of this video. There's issues in other areas, but I think that is the core problem here. Feedback is that the move is money driven. It's not community driven. If this was a battle pass shifting item rounds, this would just be, in my opinion, not the largest change, because it still isn't new content. It's just spread out. 60 levels plus 60 levels is still what we're getting 10 more levels because it capped at 110 before. If I'm wrong, comment down below. But this is what I got out of it. We could also just have made 60 levels unlocked per split and keep it all the same. Keep the same system, right? But it doesn't solve the preferred options presented prior. So the feedback still remains on real world costs versus what people can earn back. And I asked a difficult question in the community. Here's a question I ask all you guys. If we had improved servers, stronger anti-cheat, lots of mid-season content, skill-based matchmaking, consistent balance changes, meta changes, more, etc., 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 how would you personally feel about EA and Respawn doing this change? Well, it does suck. We would be justified if it was up front about covering the cost of the improved work. Pay developers more, pay resources, support things that we're advocating as a community fix. What do you think? That would be, at some point, companies want to make money. So I'm also trying to be a logical person here, but I would like to think that happier fans equal willing to support money-wise. If I'm wrong in this pitch, I am very open to being wrong. I'm just trying to find a middle ground here in terms of, you know, being heard or listened to, so then we don't just have this change rolled out and there's just not like a solution. Because I've said on record many times, I'm not shy about it. I will throw money. I literally have said I will pay more money if it meant I could get a better anti-cheat or the additional resources to improve the game. The game is free to play, but hey, I mean, I want what I want, right? So I appreciate you watching this video. I know that this video is very delayed because I've been on vacation. I did a real disconnect from social media, and then I caught up and I saw all this and I was like, oh my God, this is very, very overwhelming. So I had other content planned when I came back, but this was more important to really discuss with you guys. I know it's long-winded. I know that people have already talked about this. I know that my opinion probably isn't going to be unique on this subject at all. I just know that a lot of you guys have commented wanting my feedback on this, and well, there it is. This is pretty much how I feel about the whole situation. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, just so you can cover more of this content. If you want more educational content, anything along those lines, comment down below, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, everybody.